Don Majillo, better known as the Mil-Spec Mojo, is next.
But first, self-defense and emergencies can happen to anyone, and there's no guarantee that the justice system will be on your side. Make sure you are protected for the legal battle after your self-defense battle. While you protect your family and property, U.S. Law Shield is here to defend you 24/7, 365 days a year with a comprehensive self-defense coverage at an affordable price. Bad guys don't take days off, and neither does our coverage. Listeners, you can get a free t-shirt when you use the code Gun Owners Radio. Sign up today. Go to uslawshield.com.
All right, so right now we should have Don Majillo on. Is that how you say his name?
That's how I'm saying it.
Don Majillo. You know how we would know how to if the best way I guess would find out how to pronounce his name would be if he were on the phone. But for whatever reason, he hasn't called in yet. So
I thought you were going to ask Siri to do it, but then the Siri on my phone though calls El Cajon EI Cajon. So that's what I get on my map. So can't depend on that.
And I would forget Cuyamaca. Don't even try Cuyamaca. So Don is what do you know about Don, Joe?
I don't just from what I saw. I went on his YouTube channel and got a lot of shooting stuff on there. He looks like he's pretty good. I noticed that with a handgun, but I think it said he was former DoD law enforcement. It looked like that. There was a lot of different videos, a lot of different ranges.
So, but his big thing is he's got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, seems like it because that's what kept coming up. So in my limited research, that's what I found.
What do you think about that in general? There seems to and honestly, the person that introduced me to all these influencers, which is the term, was Rich. He was the one when he started producing the show. He said, "Hey, have you heard of this guy? Have you heard of that guy? Have you seen this person? Have you checked out this channel?" And the only one I was really familiar with was John Correa.
Yeah.
And then, there's a whole world of gun content out there.
There is, and there's a lot of people apparently that look at that. Like when I was looking at this, the Mil-Spec Mojo site, I think there was 117,000 followers, and I'm not sure if when Don shows up, we'll ask how long he's been at it with this stuff. But the content was interesting, and I think it's good to see that kind of stuff up there. I mean, it's the internet, so the internet's the internet. So I mean, there's goobers up there doing all sorts of goofy things too, but there's a lot of quality stuff, just from the stuff I've seen. And
that's what I'm impressed with is that because you're right, every idiot's got a platform now. That's kind of the downside of the internet, right? Every idiot's got a platform.
Yeah.
If I had to sum up the problem with the internet in one sentence, it would be every idiot's got a platform.
Yeah, and they were always out there. You just didn't see them.
Yeah, they didn't have a platform.
Yeah.
So I'm really, frankly, very impressed with the high quality. There's a lot of industries, right? There's fashion people have taken to the YouTube and they have channels. There's cooking and like you name it, right? Everybody's got every industry has a presence on YouTube and off-roaders and whatever. The quality of gun folks, I think, is really, really high. The information you can get out there for free on YouTube is actually amazing.
No, and there was stuff, too. Like I was telling you last week, I just bought a Savage 110 and 6.5 Creedmoor and a precision rifle. And I was looking, and I've got a scope at home to put on it. But I was looking for the mounting rails, and I was watching, I was looking for reviews on that on YouTube on the gun. And I was watching one that was a pretty good review, but the guy had mentioned, he said, when you get the rail to mount your scope on this, he said, don't get the Savage 110 rail because he said in the 6.5 Creedmoor, that's considered like a short stroke thing. So the mounting holes for the rail is different. You need to get the Savage 10 rail. So had I not watched that video, I'd have probably ordered the other one, and I'd have had I'd have had a problem with that.
It would have gone off the rails. Your project would have gone off the rails. All right, well, Don's here. Why don't you introduce Don?
All right,
guys.
Don, you're here.
Sorry, yeah, how's it going? Sorry, guys. Definitely had some crappy signal where I'm at right now, but I'm super excited for the interview. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great here. You could actually ask us stuff, I guess, huh? So it's good. Glad you're here, Don. Where are you at anyway? Because I was watching your videos, and you have like weather.
Training. Yeah, no, I'm currently doing some training over here at the Las Vegas range for the PD, and we're just having a good old time shooting some drills and learning.
Okay, great. So
Yes, it's a perfect time. So this is awesome. Like I'm in the mode of training. I'm in the mentality of training. So this is actually really perfect.
okay, great. Where are you located at normally when you're not traveling around training? Are you in the Vegas area?
No, I'm not in the Vegas area. I'm from Washington State.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's I was wondering because I thought I saw looking at some of your videos. There was rain, there was snow. I thought, wow, he's from somewhere else
with weather, somewhere with weather.
I mean, Washington. The weather in Washington's definitely, in to say the very least. Actually, Washington. I definitely equate that to that's my reasons for being shooters because I'm so always forced to be in so many different climates. So it's cold, it's wet, it's hot, it's warm.
All right.
And your cell coverage is not good.
You're going in and out. Don. You may have to kind of bear with us, and we may ask you to repeat about 10 times.
Right now.
Ugh. Don, it's way bad, dude. Yeah, it's way bad. Is there any if you have any other connection, if you could call in with any other connection, that'd be awesome.
I am literally I'm on top of the side of a mountain right now, so I thought the signal would be good here, but I guess not.
Stand right where you're at.
There you go. Don't move. We heard that whole thing.
I'm not moving.
So Don, what is it you say you do here? Describe what it is you do for a living.
I'm a police officer full time. I'm a state of Washington. Love my job, love serving a community and being a protector of the constitutional rights of Americans. Like I love that to death. And I'm one of those, I guess there's a lot of good cops out there, but I like to put myself decently in that category of being a server and a protector of people. And I love that job. And then on the side, I'm an instructor. I'm what they call a social media influencer. I don't like the word influencer, but it gets used and thrown around quite a bit in that aspect. And I get an amazing opportunity and privilege to be able to represent a lot of different companies and test out the equipment and just spread the word of the companies that support me and I support. It's been an amazing so far. I started this in 2014 when I got out of active duty in the Marine Corps, and I was injured on deployment in Afghanistan. And for me to get like back to my dexterity, learning to do a bunch of different things with my hands again, it was shooting. And shooting got me to where I am today. It's like I could grip magazines, I could feel the weapon system, and just overall just dexterity in general, because I lack that. I was blown up by a 600-pound vehicle-borne IED in Helmand Province in 2014, and it sent me to a ringer, and I was injured pretty bad. So then now it's like nothing ever happened again. It's amazing. So the shooting did that for me. Firearms did that for me.
And I'll tell you, that's right, too. From watching you shoot just on the videos, you would never know you ever had any problem like that. Where did Don? Where did the Mil-Spec Mojo name come from? And for listeners that haven't discovered you yet, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Mil-Spec Mojo came from the idea of doing decently fast and efficient things with a mil-spec weapon system, something that you don't just something you buy over the counter, something that anyone has the potential to buy without having to spend $3,000 on a gun. So I was taking like a mil-spec trigger and I was shooting it like it was a $600 trigger, shooting really quickly, fast, effectively. I wasn't putting mag wells on the guns, wasn't doing anything too crazy, and it turned out to work in my favor, work out very well, and it was amazing. And that came from that, and then the Mojo came from deployment. If you guys were familiar with the Mojo Jojo, the angry monkey from Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
That was me. I was the angry little monkey on deployment. So then they all had a problem pronouncing my last name of Majillo, so they just say Mojo. So that's where it came from.
Okay, I like that. That's a good explanation there. For I was watching too some of your videos there, and did you have I'm guessing you've done competitive shooting, because I was wondering you don't usually get that quick and that fast with a military or law enforcement background, at least by itself. That's the idea behind it. I'm trying to change it. I've never shot competitively before. Never. Never did any kind of USPSA, IPA. Oh, ago at the old range that I went to, there was a bunch of guys that put me to the PA thing where I C-zone stuff, and I did that. That was in 2014, but I never shot competitively ever. Okay. I definitely appreciate the competition. Yeah, that was law enforcement. Well, like I said, it was interesting watching some of the videos, just the way you handled the the handguns and the long guns too. And it was interesting because, shooting competitively, I see a lot of the really high end, the masters, the grandmaster type shooters that we see in USPSA. look a lot like that. I mean, that's how they shoot when they're shooting. So it was fun watching those things. The other thing too, I noticed on your videos that I thought was really impressive is you guys look like you're having a lot of fun.
Can you say again? You broke up there, that last part.
Yeah, with your watching your videos, it looks like you guys are having a ball, just a lot of fun doing that. And that, it's one of the things that's a little bit frustrating with the anti-gun people that we see out here is that they really don't have an understanding, I don't think, of how much fun these firearms things, can be. I mean, they focus on how criminals use firearms, and they focus on blaming that on everything else. But watching your videos, I watched your it was, I think, the review of 2021 or something like that.
Oh man, I'm so glad you noticed that. So I have a lot of anti-gun friends living in Washington, but I show them the principles behind it. And the one thing I always preface with them, obviously they're like, the gun's used to kill people. I'm like, no, it's made to preserve life. It's just like law enforcement. The idea of a weapon system is not necessarily to take a life, it's to preserve life. And if we need to, in the process, if it involves you, and then that so be it. I tell people this all the time. It's one of the things that always stuck in my head. I always say, you all listening and you guys there, like on the microphones, have worked really hard for what you've accomplished in your life. You guys have, you lived however many years to get to where you are today, which is successful, regardless of if you don't think it's successful or it's not. But you worked really hard to get there. It takes someone that doesn't give a crap about you or your family to take that away from you in a matter of a second. So you put yourself in a position to where it's like, hey, like I'm preserving life. I'm preserving my family's life and my legacy by carrying this firearm. But then the other coin of it, like you were talking about, like just fun. Man, firearms is fun. It's a skill, just like playing guitar, just like driving cars, just like racing, just like anything you do. It's just a hobby. It's like bow and arrow. It's like archery. It's like hunting. There's so many different hobbies out there, and a lot of people definitely jive with the principles of firearms. And it doesn't have to be obvious. And with that being said, there is a lot of other safety precautions that come with it. But at the same time, it's one of those things where I guess for the most part, it could be fun. And as long as you have a good crowd of people that are safe and you have people that you love, man, it's going to be a blast. And you're just going to have fun doing it.
All right, folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Owners Radio. FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
I'm going to let her do it next time.
Oh, we should have done that. All right, try it one more time. Go.
All right. Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Wow, that's nice.
Man, I tell you. Action Jackson
just lost his job, didn't he?
Just lost his job. Hey, does selling your home feel overwhelming? Well, it doesn't have to be that way with Scott Vincent from Coldwell Banker Royal Realty. Scott Vincent is the perfect guide to help you sell or buy your home. Scott has been a San Diego County gun owner, a board member from start. So if you're moving, let fellow Second Amendment supporter and real estate broker Scott Vincent help you sell your home and find your new home anywhere in the U.S. Call him today at 619-948-2459. Tell him you heard about it on Gun Owners Radio. That's Scott at 619-948-2459 or online at scottvincent.com. So, Don, how high of a mountain are you on? Because you seem to be cutting a little in and out on your phone.
Yeah, it's probably, I could see all of Las Vegas Strip. That's why I was like, oh, I should be fine out here. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, wait, like, I'm not getting the calls coming in. I tried calling back like once or twice, and then it never went through. And I'm like, well, this was a bad choice to be out here.
Yeah, but you sound good now.
Well, who's on your YouTube channel?
I'm literally not moving. I found like the phone is about 2 inches from my face.
Okay.
And
you're good. Let's just keep rolling.
I was like, this is perfect.
So who's your favorite person to collaborate with when you're on YouTube? Because I know you do a lot of collaboration with people.
I have no one person. They're all my friends, man. Like these are all friends of mine, and I just enjoy being around my friends. But Granthum's been awesome. I'm with my buddy Ryan. He's a full-time SWAT guy here.
Granthum?
I do stuff with him.
You like that dude?
Granthum, Mike. He's good people. He lives about an hour from me.
I was going to say he's in the same neck of the woods, right? He's right up there in Washington State with you.
He's a big reason why my account blew up. So I did a video with him, and people were like, "This kid can shoot." And I'm like, "Hi, that's Mojo. Hi," and it worked out really well.
That's cool. Who, if you could collaborate with anybody, who's on your to-do list?
Honestly, I don't really have anyone right now, and that I could think of. It's just I don't know. Like I don't really like focus on the collaboration.
You couldn't have said Mike Schwartz from Gun Owners Radio there. You couldn't have filled in.
I mean, I could say that right now, but then it looks like you guys are like, coercing me, and I want people to think that. I mean, like, come on now.
How about Action Jackson?
I might be in your guys'
really.
neck of the woods soon, though, so we'll see.
Hey, we got an 8-year-old. Yeah. We got an 8-year-old that would really run you up the old flagpole, my friend.
Yeah, he's out. He's watching Gravedigger today. He's at the
stadium
monster truck. So, but we have an 8-year-old co-host on the radio show, and he shoots every Wednesday.
A Glock.
A Glock. I forget which
That's
one.
Cool as hell. 9mm Glock?
Yeah, 9mm. I forget which model. Which model does he shoot?
I don't remember.
You remember?
Yeah, I don't remember what he shoots.
It's the one you can't. One of the ones you can't get in California.
And what's that other gun that he shoots that's a little on the strange side?
I don't remember.
And that's not legal in California either.
Yeah, you know what I think.
See, when you need him, he's not here.
I know. Just when. Anyway,
How long have we had him on and we have not remembered? Oh, this is not good. We don't pay attention.
I know, right? So, are you going to SHOT this year? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here at Vegas. We're recording some content, doing some training with another police officer, getting some videos to up there to try to hopefully educate some law enforcement officers that watch the channel and just everybody. It's not just for cops, but it's for everybody, and really digging into the mindset and principles of, weapon manipulation and different things. So we're out here doing some content stuff, and I came out early because I enjoyed just hanging out with my friends. Like when it comes time for SHOT Show, I only go to the show Tuesday and I never show up again. I just hang out with my friends the rest of the day.
Really? What do you like about SHOT Show? What do you get done there? Well, I guess you're only going there on Tuesday.
Honestly, I get to give hugs to the companies that support me throughout the year. I get to finally put faces to the names. Hang out with my friends, have dinner, and it mainly, honestly, just like everything with the shooting, it's about the friendships that I've made. I've made some phenomenal friendships and long-lasting life friendships with a lot of these people that I've met in this gun industry. Their dads, parents, cops, firefighters, your software developer. Everyone's into guns, so all these the firearms are just a bridge to bring us all together.
Well, Right before you called in, we were talking about how on the YouTube channels have really brought everybody together. They've really kind of created a community where I don't think that there really was a gun community prior, unless you count Soldier of Fortune magazine subscriptions.
Man.
But it wasn't until the internet and you started with the influencers, the YouTubers, and everything. There really, really, truly is a Second Amendment culture, a gun culture, and I think it's been really great for the industry in general, and you're a big part of that.
I appreciate it. It's amazing, and it's very humbling to be cooped in with this the growth of this industry, and I do genuinely appreciate that. I don't think I am. I'm just a dude that loves shooting guns, and I love spreading the knowledge and just having fun with my friends, and that's been the big priority. But literally, YouTube was the bridge for a lot of people to see that they're not alone. Like the guys that love shooting and target shooting and training in kit and all this other stuff, like it was the venue for them to see like, hey, there's other people like me and I can make friends and I can, I don't have to feel weird about it, because there's others like me. So it's amazing. I loved it for that reason alone as well.
And we were saying that, the downside of the internet is that every moron now has a platform, which is, that's the downside. Danielle's shaking her head. Yeah. She's seen a few morons with platforms. But that's the downside. But the gun industry, I think it's really been a lot of quality. I think there's a lot of high quality information out there. I don't think there's there's the occasional Yahoo, but I think in general the people that are doing it right. Do you agree? You think generally you're getting a lot of good information for free?
I absolutely do. Right now, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of different ways to walk from the sidewalk to your mailbox. And everyone has their own different avenues. And it's, I think, honestly, having the differences of opinions is probably one of the better things about the gun community, as long as it's done cordially, of course. But realistically speaking, it's like not everyone's built the same. Not everyone is built has the same arm length and whatever. So when you have those different approaches, it gives more avenues for people to understand, like, there are people exactly like me. Like, I'm a right-handed guy. There are left-handed dudes out there in the industry. There are dudes that run ambi guns or not ambi guns. It's just, regardless of what the industry is, it's like there is good and bad everywhere, but you have to find the good in it, and that's what makes it successful. Is if you have the mentality to look at the good things about it, it'll only be good. There's negative anywhere you go. There's negative at the supermarket. You know what I mean? It's like it's always going to be there.
Who don't you like? No, I'm not going to make you answer that question.
I don't. There's not anyone I don't like. There's people that I disagree with for sure in this industry, without a doubt. Just
that's the right
different
answer.
Backgrounds, different training mentalities, but I love everybody, man. Like everyone that I've met in real life has been really good to me. High five, hugs all around.
Honestly, so we've never talked before this interview, but you sound like the kind of guy that would just gets along with everybody. You sound like the kind of dude that people just generally enjoy being around.
I appreciate that.
But
I genuinely, I'm a 5-year-old. I act like a 5-year-old unless like I'm at work and I have to act professional in my police car and stuff like that. But I'm literally a child.
Doesn't he kind of sound like a guy you just want to hug? Like, we all just want to hug you.
No.
I appreciate that. I love
Dave.
hugs, man. Like, come on.
I seen your picture. You're not that cute.
So your law enforcement, how does that, your general demeanor and everything, being a self-described 5-year-old, how does that help or hurt when you're law enforcement?
Oh, a lot of cops have this like really like heavy set mentality, like I'm a Billy Badass, whatever. I approach it like the way I talk to my suspects is how I talk to my friends. I'm like, hey, bro, like, do you understand what you did was wrong? I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm like, do you understand why I'm here? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm going to have to put these shiny little things on you if you get what I'm coming at. I'm like, yeah, dude, absolutely. And I talk to them like human beings. I talk to them like a dude, just like I talk to my friends.
And then do you give them a hug after you arrest them?
I mean, I have given suspects hugs when they cry, and I genuinely feel bad for them. And they're just like, I messed up. I'm never gonna see my kids again. And they're crying. I'm like, dude, like I'll give you a fucking hug if you want one.
You make them cry. You shouldn't make them.
Yeah, remember we're on radio, by the way. Just. We think we just had to hit the dump button.
Yeah, he missed it. He's not even in there.
So that's awesome. Seriously, that sounds very, very cool. Let's talk about activism. Is there, you do a lot of education, SHOT Show, big in the industry. What are some of the things you do directly? What do you think about activism in general? How are you active in activism?
I'm not really active in it because I do hold a position of law enforcement.
Yeah.
I do represent a law enforcement agency. Even if I try to deny that these views are different than my agencies, it could still bite me in the butt. I try my best to educate others off the internet and others, especially on the streets as it pertains to your Second Amendment rights. And again, I'm a big believer in the Constitution and the rights that were given to us by our founding fathers. Like your First Amendment is as equally as important as your Second, your Fourth Amendment, your Fifth Amendment, your Sixth Amendment, all that stuff. And I'm a big believer in that. At my old agency, not the agency I currently worked at, I have denied and not done certain things because it was against in my beliefs as a person that believes in the Constitution. I won't go any more into detail about that, but I am a very big believer in our rights as American citizens, and I do that every day when I go to work. I make sure I fight for people's rights that are on the streets and the citizens of the community, regardless if they're right wing or left wing. I will fight for your rights.
When you did that, when you did say, hey, this isn't something I'm comfortable doing or pushed back, however you pushed back, did you get support? How was the reaction?
I got support from the officers, but from administration, it wasn't good. So
Wow.
they slapped me on the wrist, a bunch of other small things. And at that point in time, whenever happened, when it happened, I knew who was on my side, and I knew who were true supporters of our constitutional rights at my old agency. So that worked out pretty well for me.
That's actually
I got to see who the grass were.
I mean, it's a pretty common conversation among non-law enforcement gun guys. How pro 2A is law enforcement. And I know that's, trying to describe an entire. I mean, an industry with tens of thousands of people. Everybody's got their own opinions, and there's obviously a spectrum of opinions. But in your experience, do you generally feel that the law enforcement officers that you've been around are generally pro 2A, or do they just kind of look at guns as, hey, this is another tool on the tool belt?
Well, just like a lot of guys, they understand the rights. Just like I like firearms, but my partner loves jiu-jitsu. He's not a big gun guy, but he loves jiu-jitsu, and that's his thing. I do a little bit of martial arts here and there. I do work out and all that fun stuff, but my thing is firearms. I love firearms. But I'll be honest with you, 99.9% of police officers that I've met, maybe it's because I'm in this industry, they are all believer in the Second Amendment and firearms. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, people ask us the question all the time is like, would you enforce unconstitutional gun laws? And I'm like, I will not answer that in a public venue. I won't ever answer that in public, but I'm sure based on where I stand and you guys hearing me talk and the position that I hold, I guess you guys could make 1 + 1 = 2 there. You know what I mean? That's what I always tell people, just because I don't want to, again, put myself in hot water for my current agency and all this other stuff. But most of the cops that I've met are on the same boat as me.
That's awesome, 100%. Man. That's a very, very cool answer, and I think we're all reading between the lines, and that's very, very cool of you.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys do. Heck yes.
So we have like 30 seconds left. Tell everybody, what do you want people to get out of your interview, and where can they find more of you? You
guys can find me YouTube, Instagram, Mil-Spec Mojo, but I want you guys encourage your friends that aren't familiar with firearms to get out there and just educate them, show them what it's done for you as a family, as an American, and have them exercise their rights. Everyone exercises their First Amendment rights every day. Why can't it be the Second Amendment either?
All
I
right.
just want everyone to be safe. You guys take care, and I thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, get off the mountain, will you?
Mil-spec Mojo.
The casinos are down the road a ways. You still
If
got
he's on the mountain, does that mean Mojo's rising?
Oh.
That's the best I can do.
I
there.
like that.
That's the best.
What happened, Brendan? You missed a perfect opportunity. The board op of the year. Oh, well.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.